It sounds like it's been a difficult week, but I remembered from last time one of the things we talked about was this idea of you maybe asking John if he wanted to go on a fishing trip for you. And I guess I just wondered how that had gone, really, if you managed to have that conversation.
No, I didn't. I mean, partly this wasn't an opportunity. He was out all the time, and when he was back he was being horrible. And we were, just yelling, and I was trying to keep him from smashing things up again. But partly also he'll just throw it back in my face. He'll laugh at it, and I just thought I don't want him to sort of be scornful of that. I just thought I'd just feel an idiot. Why would anyone want to take him fishing? Why?
You don't seem as sure about that being an idea that you want to try.
I suppose it just feels like it's a bit false. It's a bit fake, That. I mean, I know last week I was a bit more pro, but
Last week you seemed to be in a bit of a space where by the end you were kind of able to do a bit of thinking about something that you could try.
I did. I got a little bit interested in it, but to be honest, I got home and reality
kind of hit again.
Yeah. Literally, probably.
Yeah. But, I wonder whether one of the things that we could do a little bit today is just spend the time thinking about how you're feeling about trying that thing, because it sounds like it's not something that's happened in the last week, because there have been lots of things that have made that feel difficult. But I guess I'm aware that it was something last week that actually caught your interest and seemed to kind of get you a little bit excited again about the prospect of things being a bit different between you. From my side, I'm thinking, I don't want to lose that completely as an idea, but I also want to respect the fact that actually you're not kind of feeling that it's something that you're able to do straight away. But if we perhaps thought a little bit about, I guess some of the pros and cons of thinking with him about going fishing, I wonder whether that would help kind of organise things in your mind a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to change my mind, but I mean, I'm happy to do it for a bit. I don't want to spend the whole time talking about it, because actually...
there's perhaps...
But I mean, maybe there's,
Okay. That's important for me to know, because it sounds like from what you're saying, a little bit of time on that would be okay. But I mean, it's not my intention to try and change your mind about it. I guess I just want to understand it. Yeah. But it sounds like there's also some things that you think it would be useful to focus on. So perhaps we could kind of try this first and then move on to some of the things.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing kind of particularly different from last week.
Okay.
I mean, where's it? But I'm scrabbling around for stuff to do, and I feel a bit despairing like I did last week. So I'm happy to do this, but I just don't want to spend the whole session talking about fishing.
We'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess a way that we could think about this, that I've used with some other families, is to think a bit about some of, I guess, the pros and the cons of trying out the thing, which in this case is asking him whether he'd like to go fishing, and the pros and cons of not asking him to go fishing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we could start off not asking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you've got asking him to go fishing, not asking him to go fishing, the good things about that
and the bad things about that.
Okay.
Because it sounds like from what you're saying that you kind of feel a bit torn about what to do, or the amount that he wants to do, it goes up and down, and I'm sure...
I can see that's interesting that you do it like that, so you could have some pros and cons of not asking him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because one of the pros of not asking him is I don't get myself in a position where he's telling me to F off and,
Yeah, so you don't get sworn at.
I don't get sworn at, I don't get my feelings hurt. That makes me sound very soft, but that's horrible to sort of, ask him and then have it thrown back at you.
Feels rejecting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't get. So the pro is you don't get to feel rejected.
So it feels rejecting if he says no. So actually, by
Yeah.
not asking, you kind
Yeah,
of protect
yeah,
yourself
yeah,
from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And putting that together with what you were saying last week, it's really important to you at the moment that you actually try and hold on to some sense of being a good dad. Okay. We can carry on this side, or if there's some other things that are jumping into your head from the other areas.
I mean, the pros of asking are that at least it's a tiny way of reminding him that, in spite of all our differences, I'm still his dad and I'd like it to be better.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite a good method, this.
It's kind of
The cons of asking, are they not the same as the pros? No, they're different, aren't they? Because the bad thing about asking him, it just gives him an opportunity to hurt me again. And it might also just reward him for bad behaviour, mightn't it? It's like, oh, you're being so bad, I'm going to take you fishing.
Okay, so you're worried, it sounds like, that by asking him to go fishing, he might think,
oh, great,
lovely, what a nice treat. Dad's ignoring all the other things.
Or he just, basically uses me.
Okay. So he might sort of see it kind of like you condoning what he's doing, is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I might see it as, that I'm fine with him doing what he does.
There's nothing like trying to write on the wall to make your spelling go funny, isn't it? As long as we both know what I mean.
Yeah.
So condoning what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
What about some of the other pros of asking him to go fishing?
It's just a different conversation, isn't it? It's just like not me yelling at him and not him yelling at me. It's just a change.
Okay, so different in a good way.
Yeah, change is as good as the rest. Yeah. I mean, honestly, we have not exchanged very many words apart from kind of rudeness or in my angry.
So it would actually change just the kind of tone of how you are with each other. What else, pros-wise? What could happen if you ask him to go?
I mean, he might say yes.
We'll get that down.
Yeah.
He might actually say yes.
Yeah. Then you got a whole set of other problems, which is, what happens if you go and it's a bit of a disaster. But we've done it before, and actually once we got there, it would probably be fine.
So when you went before, you had similar worries?
I remember the last couple of times we went, you thought, this might not work, but it was alright, it was okay. We sort of know how to do it. You don't have to talk much when you're fishing, you just sit quietly and not a lot of pressure.
So despite the reservations, which, understandable, you feel like actually you could probably not only go with him, but it could probably be...
It could probably work. I mean, I'd probably have to work out some rules for myself, because the temptation would be for me to try and sort it all out, and get him to tell me that he doesn't want to be with those friends anymore.
Sure.
And all of that, and then we just get into an argument about it.
Okay.
So I might have to have some. But I don't know, part of me, I want to sit him down and give him the rules.
So you're already going a bit in your mind as to into kind of what it would look like.
So the cons are that it could go really badly wrong.
Yes. So you're worried that...
If I blow it and I turned it into sort of, right, I've got you, now I'm going to give you a 24-hour lecture.
I'm just going to put that. Might give the 24-hour lecture.
Yeah.
But I'm also just going to add unless I plan, so that we don't
Yeah.
lose that. It's
Yeah.
not strictly under that
Yeah,
column, but
yeah.
I think that's really important what you said, because it sounded like you were starting to have an idea of actually, if this
Yeah.
was going to be something that you
Yeah.
did, the steps that you might
Yeah.
need to cover.
Cons of not asking is
Yeah.
nothing will change.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. And it's terrible how it is, so. That's quite weird. I was like, this is a bit mad, I don't really want to do this anyway. Now I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, right, it's not a lot, but it's something. And it's quite weird doing that.
Where's it taken you in your thinking? Because it sounds like it's...
I'm more interested in it, I might put it in anyway. There's nothing to lose. I mean, to not ask, well, at best, I might feel a bit hurt, but I'm going to get hurt anyway. So, actually, why not? Just throw it in.
Okay.
Put it in.
So actually sitting down and kind of weighing it up.
But I think this is the important bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I was going to ask him, I probably need to have a bit of a plan about, look, if we went fishing, and I promised I'm not going to give you a massive lecture the whole time, I'm not going to shout at you, I just want to go fishing. If I did it like that, and we made a bit of a deal, so it was just like, can we just have a break from all this shouting?
Yeah, so that's what the kind of throwing it in bit would look like.
Yeah,
sort of say it.
Yeah,
a bit like that. Okay.
Yeah, but that'd be, because I know what's in his mind. He'll think you're just trying to get me, and then you're just you're trying, And the trouble is, I worry because I really do want to give him a bloody good lecture. He needs more than 24 hours, and I would be a bit worried that I might have good intentions not to, but I would.
Yeah. But it sounds like you're really trying to think about what it would be like to be John when you're asking him to go on a fishing trip, because you're thinking, oh, knowing John as I do, and maybe how things have been between us, he's going to maybe be a bit suspicious that this is a bit of a trick or a trap from Dad to get me on my own, give me a bit of a lecture. So actually you're thinking of being really clear to him that actually isn't really what you want to get out of the fishing trip at all. You want to go because you want to have a bit of a break together, you want to hang out. And you actually want it to be a successful day. Is that kind of what you...
That's pretty much it.
Okay. But that said, you want to maybe spend a bit of time, and I'm not sure whether you might want to do that now or separately, thinking about how are you going to stick to that? How are you going to make sure that you keep to your word?
That's the plan. Yeah. No, because that is my worry. I'd be quite worried about, when we set off. So it's so different from what we've been doing.
It would be a really big change. It would be a really big change.
Yeah.